It's that time again. It's Wednesday morning, which means the camera's back out. Got a big capacity session in the gym lined up. T-minus 17 days until Hyrox Madrid. So I've probably only got 2 or 3 more of these big sessions. What's going on with the Barnet? This is becoming a regular theme in these videos. So I just looked at myself for the first time this morning and realised that Barnet's a mess. Need to get it chopped really. Anyway, T-minus 17 days until Hyrox Madrid. As I said, probably only got 2 or 3 more of these big capacity sessions left in the block. So something about them that I secretly enjoy. They always make me nervous. I start thinking about them probably 2 or 3 days before they actually come around. This morning, the boys at LS Fitness have programmed me 4 1-kilometre runs, and then in 4 separate 8-minute windows, I'll have to finish the remaining time after that 1-kilometre run with maximum amount of ski, erg, cows, maximum amount of walking, sandbag lunges, maximum amount of burpee, broad jumps, and maximum amount of wall balls. But I think I'm going to throw in an extra round and do a maximum amount of row cows as well. So looking at about 50 to 60 minutes of pretty intense work. That's why you see me smash probably close to 100 grams of carbs before I came out, 90 to 100 grams. Plenty of caffeine too. So I'm buzzing at the moment. This path is so sketchy. Walking down here every morning, now that, you know, sun's rising at 7 o'clock, is not ideal, but we get it done. I'm walking off the path, I'm all over the place. But yeah, that is the plan for the morning. Again, as always, I sort of say in these videos, I'll try to film as much as possible. It's really difficult, especially on your own in these intense sessions. It can be hard to set the camera up and whatever, the last thing you want to do is film. So I'll get as much of it filmed as possible. But unfortunately, I can't make any promises. That's just the name of the game. But either way, I'll be catching up with you after to tell you exactly how it went, how I'm feeling. Wish me luck. Oh. And that is a wrap. I don't know what that footage was like. I tried my absolute best. It's always so difficult to film whilst you're blowing out your ass and you're sweating and you're trying to think about what's coming next and just concentrate and get in the zone, but you're setting the camera up. So I'm doing my best for you. I'm doing my best, trying to document everything that I can in the best possible way. So I apologise if it ain't that great, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, I got through it. I felt pretty strong. As I say, I added in an extra interval, an extra round with the row. So it was literally like emulating the Hyrox without the farmer's carries and the 2 sled stations, sled push and sled pull. I managed to get the full 1 kilometre skiing within that 8-minute window, a full 1 kilometre row. I got 80 wall balls at 6 kg, so the weight that I'll be using. I got 80 metres of lunges at 30 kg, so slightly heavier weight, but slightly shorter distance. What other stations did I do? Burpees, I got 80 metres worth. So again, I was pretty chuffed with that. So all in all, a really solid session. Now, from a fueling perspective, being a nutritionist, you know, I should probably talk about fueling. I haven't paid it enough attention, which is crazy, really. I've just been, you know, eating the same pre-workout meal, which has been some sort of peanut butter on either rice cakes or sourdough bread with honey and a banana. Maybe a few dried cranberries, as you saw this morning. And I've not really been thinking about how many carbs. I know that's about 70 grams. This morning I had the caffeine with it as well, and the caffeine gel too. I took an intra-workout mixed fructose and maltodextrin gel. The reason that I took that, and I prefer those, is because it uses 2 different types of carbohydrate in the fructose and the maltodextrin, which is, you know, a quick release, quick absorbing carbohydrate that's broken down into glucose. And they use 2 different pathways. So it increases the total carbohydrate absorption. Now, it's probably better to take that, you know, on a longer effort, exceeding, you know, perhaps 2 hours of work or an hour and a half, but I took on plenty of glucose anyway, so getting in a bit of extra fructose won't hurt. But all in all, a solid session. Another brick added to this build. I'm approaching the end now. I'm feeling good. I'll catch you for breakfast in a bit. Right, so I'm back from the gym, all showered up, all ready to put my breakfast together. I've got all the ingredients laid out here, so I'm going to talk you through the process of, you know, how I throw my Kefir bowls together. I've got my favourite little bowl here. Utensils. Let me grab a spoon and a knife. So I always start by adding approximately, again, this is all an approximation because I don't tend to track my calories or how many grams of food I'm adding. So normally about 3.5, 4 tablespoons of kefir yogurt. This one is from Yeo Valley, an organic kefir yogurt. And then on top of that, I'll fill the rest up with normal Greek yogurt. In goes the Greek yogurt. Right, and then with the yogurt in the bowl, it's time to get a little bit creative. Now, you can literally add whatever you like. I've got a kiwi here. Now, I've been really enjoying kiwis in my bowls recently. I picked some kiwi up at the supermarket. I don't peel my kiwi because there's loads of healthy dietary fibre in the skin itself. They're often put off by the skin, but there's nothing wrong with it. Just wash the kiwi, and then I'll add that to my kefir bowl. Just like so, making it look nice and pretty as always. I've got some mixed berries, so blueberries are going to go in. Happy days, just a little small handful of blueberries, accompanied by some raspberries. Just again, a small handful of raspberries. Then I've got here what I like to call, or at least Tim Spector from Zoe. If you've not heard of Zoe, they've come under a lot of controversy recently. Zoe and Tim Spector, who was one of the founders, one of the lead scientists. But I tend to agree with a lot of their messages, and one is putting together, you know, a variety jar. So I've got loads of mixed nuts in this one, you know, Brazil nuts, walnuts, hazelnuts, and they've all got different profiles of polyphenols and micronutrients that are really going to boost your gut health and prove, you know, to boost your immunity and really help you feel your best. All anti-inflammatory, all antioxidants. So I'm looking to reduce my inflammation after a really tough session. So I'm going to throw in a handful of mixed nuts to get different profiles of, as I say, those defense chemicals, which are also known as polyphenols. So now I've got some nuts in there. I'm also going to come over here and add some different seeds. So I'm nearly out of pumpkin seeds, but I've got a small jar of pumpkin seeds that I'll throw in there. And then I've also got my chia or chia seeds, whichever way you like to pronounce it. And I'll add about a teaspoon or a tablespoon-ish. Again, I'm not too strict with what I'm adding on top there too. And then, you know, I like to include an apple with my breakfast, just personal preference. You can chop up any sort of fruit, but I'll chop up an apple to have on the side with my little wooden plate here. And I tend to enjoy that with a little bit of more peanut butter. That's sort of my thing at the moment. I'm loving peanut butter, making sure to get the most organic peanut butter I can. So looking for peanut butter with no added sugar. Sorry, yeah, I was saying, I like to have my apple with peanut butter, so making sure that there's no added sugar or other additives. I think the one that I've got here probably isn't the best, but it was reduced. Pip and nut are a really good option. They do some really good peanut butters. This one was reduced in Holland and Barrett, so that's why I picked it up. But yeah, it's just got coconut oil added. It's actually got, let's have a look, a bit of sea salt in there as well. So this is a really good option, pip and nut. I'll have my apple with a little bit of that, but that is literally my Kefir Bowl. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of cinnamon too. It's been shown to reduce inflammation, so a little bit of cinnamon. I like the flavour that it gives too, and I've got a bit of locally sourced raw organic honey to sprinkle on top as well. And that, as I say, is literally it. It doesn't take long, doesn't have to be complex. It takes me 5 minutes to throw together in the morning, so there's no real excuses from a time perspective. And I've got myself a really healthy, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, gut-boosting breakfast to start the day. That is what I'm talking about. Get on that. I'm going to tuck into this now and let you know what it tastes like. Right, okay, time to give this a little taste test, but before I do, I should also add that I've got some coconut water there as well. Coconut water's got a really good profile of electrolytes that's nice and rich in potassium to make sure that, again, my body's recovering and I'm replenishing those electrolytes that I've just sweated out on that really tough session this morning. And I'm also going to take with that my New Mind Wellness supplement. Now, this has been such a game changer for me. New Mind Wellness work with, you know, supporting an individual's well-being journey. So this particular supplement here is aimed at reducing stress and anxiety. Now, I've never really considered myself to be an anxious or stressed person, but you know that sort of underlying low-grade stress and anxiety that just persists on a day-to-day basis. I found myself experiencing that, and New Mind Wellness were kind enough to reach out to me and offer some sort of collaboration, and I snapped their hand off because I was sort of looking for a supplement to help with that low-grade anxiety and inflammation anyway. And it's, do you know what? It's just been an absolute game changer for me. I wake up every day feeling energetic. That, again, low-grade anxiety and stress has sort of dissipated. I look forward to every day, and it's coincided with me taking this supplement. So I couldn't recommend it enough, and I mean that when I say it. I know you hear, you know, all sorts of different YouTubers and influencers. You see it all over Instagram promoting this supplement and that supplement, and I wouldn't, you know, promote something unless I used it myself and genuinely got on with it myself. And that supplement right there has done wonders for my gut health, because it's also got a probiotic in there as well. And you know the relationship between the gut and the brain via the vagus nerve. They're connected so inextricably. So it's done wonders for my gut and my brain, reduced my anxiety, reduced my stress. I'm waffling now, but New Mind Wellness is an absolute game changer. If you want to get yourself 20% off, you can use the link that I'll leave in the description below, or use code GIRLIN20, all in capitals, to get yourself 20% off your purchase. So with that being said, I'm going to tuck into this now and give it a little taste test. Let's see what it's saying. I want to try and get this on camera, because this, it never gets old, that. Well,
It's so good. You want to get yourself a mouthful, a few nuts, a few seeds, get a berry in there for the sweetness, bit of honey. That's what I'm talking about. It always tastes better when you know it's doing you the world of good as well. I should add as well, I'll also be having a few rice cakes. Now I'm trying to replenish my glycogen stores after depleting them. I took a lot of carbs on before and during, but I still would have tapped into my glycogen stores, muscle and liver. Glycogen is stored glucose, in case you didn't know. So I want to replenish those to make sure that my body's kickstarting that recovery process. Got plenty of protein in here. Have some carbs as well. Got some healthy plant-based carbs with the apple and the fruits, but also have some more starchy carbs in the form of the rice cakes to top those up. I'm feeling good, ready to kickstart the day. Got a busy one, loads of calls, loads of check-ins, few bits and pieces to tweak. I've got a website coming out, so keep your eye on that. But yeah, what a way to start the day. Don't get much better than that. The sun is shining too, you know. Approaching the middle of October, summer's having a resurgence. Don't get much better than that. Feeling good in a bit. Right, so that is breakfast polished off. I've got myself a little bit of black coffee, some caffeination to make sure that, you know, I'm zoning in on my work for the rest of the morning. I'm going to read about a chapter of this. Just started reading it by Wallace D. Wattle. It's a trilogy of short stories, The Science of Getting Rich, The Science of Being Well, and The Science of Being Great. It's been such a good read so far. It's where I picked up, let me show you, this, and I've stuck it on the wall here in front of me. Do today's work well. It's been a bit of a principle that I've been living by since I've started reading the book, and it's, you know, really empowering. It makes sure that when I sit down at this desk, which is a converted DJ stand, in case you didn't know, I used to, or still do, a bit of DJing. Hence why I've got all the Kai Music stickers all over it. But when I sit down at this desk/DJ stand, I'm doing today's work well. That is my reminder each and every morning. I've got the black caffeination to lock in, get in the zone. I've got some calls coming up, so I'm going to prepare for them and then just see where the day takes me. Time to lock in. Right, so just checking back in. I've had a really, really productive morning. You know, I've got an awful lot done, and I've had some really, really productive calls. I've onboarded 2 new clients this morning, which is just, you know, the ideal way to start the day. I've also had a really productive check-in. One of my clients is really happy with the way things are going, so it's been a great start to the day. I'm going to show you what I've got for a little snack now. Grab myself a cheeky little coffee. This one's with milk, frothy milk, can't beat it. I've got a pot of pineapple, and then I've got a satsuma in this little pot here with a few mixed nuts. It's just to keep myself tied over. I've got another call in 23 minutes to be exact, so not really enough time to throw together my lunch yet. Normally I'll be eating lunch at about 12, but that call's going to be at 12 o'clock, so I won't have time. So a quick little snack, another little coffee to keep me going, to keep me motivated, and to keep making sure I'm doing today's work well. So that's a little check-in, and that's what I'm going to be having as a little snack. Can't beat a frothy coffee. Right, okay, so it is lunchtime, and I'm going to show you now that if you're strapped for time at lunch, you've only got, 15, 20 minutes to throw something together. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. Now, I've just boiled a couple of eggs, and I've just peeled them. That probably took me 8 minutes, and whilst I was doing that, I cut up a bit of avocado. I got out a can of tinned tuna. I chopped up half a tomato, a little bit of cucumber, and I'm literally going to add all of that to the bowl with a bit of Greek yogurt. Better using Greek yogurt than mayonnaise. People turn their nose up when I combine yogurt and tuna, but don't sleep on it until you try it, because it is one of my favourite combinations, and people tend to use mayonnaise, which is just not a great option. So add in a bit of Greek yogurt to the mixture. I'm going to use that spoon to stir it up, and then I'm literally adding in those ingredients I chopped whilst the eggs were boiling. So in goes the cucumber, in goes the tomato. Try not to drop it all over the place. I've cut up some olives as well, which is a cracking source of healthy fats. In go the olives. Avocado into the bowl as well. And then I'm going to chop up my eggs. You could add them, you know, afterwards, but I like to cut up nice and small, roughly chopped. Add the eggs into the bowl as well. Probably could have done with a bigger bowl here, but you live and you learn, eh? So in goes the eggs as well. I'm going to wash my hands quickly because I've made a mess of myself. But the whole purpose of this recipe is just to show to you that, you know, if you don't have a lot of time at lunch, which is so often the case, you know, I've been on calls all morning this morning and I've had a really productive morning, but I haven't got a lot of time before my next call. So I'm throwing this together in literally 15-20 minutes. I'm adding a bit of black pepper. The active ingredient in black pepper is known as piperine, which enhances the absorbability of all the nutrients that I'm throwing in there. A bit of Celtic sea salt, just in case you're curious. I'm using this stuff. I'm pretty sure you can get it on Amazon, but it's a really good blend of minerals. And then I'm just going to slice up a little bit of lime as well. So I'm going to add in a little bit of lime juice. Oh, try not to drop it. Oh, the phone's going. It's all happening today. The phone's going. Bear with me, let me answer this. Oh no, they're gone. They're gone, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right, I've also got a little bit of mint. So dried mint. I think it adds an extra little bit of flavour and it's providing some more polyphenols, as I've spoken about so many times on this channel. Then defence chemicals, those micronutrients that enhance your gut health and reduce inflammation. So I've got that all in the bowl. I'm literally just going to mix that up. Blend it all together. And then I've got a couple of slices of sourdough bread that I've cut up whilst the eggs are boiling as well. Sourdough bread is a lot better for you than, you know, your normal white breads. Always prioritise a whole grain source because it's higher in dietary fibre. But sourdough is even better because of the fermentation process, meaning it's a lot better for your gut. So with that nicely mixed up, I'm literally just going to lather it on the bread and have yourself a little bit of a sandwich. So it's a really healthy, nutritious sandwich thrown together in, what's the time now? So I started this at 47, 13 minutes plus 4 is 17 minutes. So in 17 minutes, I've literally got myself, with a little bit left over in there, so I'll have that afterwards. But there's my sandwich. Slice it in half. You can make yourself more than one. You can make yourself 3 or 4, put them in the fridge for the next day. But that's what we're dealing with. Just a simple tuna sandwich, elevated with some egg for some extra protein, loads of polyphenols with the olives, the cucumber, the tomato. Throw in some black pepper, some salt for some seasoning, and Bob's your uncle. That's how easy lunch can be. I'm going to woof this down now and get back in the office or my bedroom. It doesn't get much better than that. For a call at 2 o'clock. So I've got myself about half an hour to get myself ready before I prep the call and jump on it. So I'll see you when I see you. Right, okay, now just to give you a bit more of a close-up, I've got the sandwich here, so I'm getting in some quality carbohydrates with the sourdough bread. This one is from Gal's. It's my absolute go-to. It's so good. And then I've got the bowl of the leftover tuna, egg. Again, it really does not look like the most appetizing food. If you follow me on Instagram, you're probably expecting something that looks a little bit better than that. I've added some beetroot in there as well because it's a really great source of nitrates, which have been shown to improve athletic performance. So I try to get in beetroot as much as I can into my diet, but that's what lunch is looking like. Again, you're sacrificing the aesthetic look of the lunch when you're cooking it that quickly, but time is of the essence today. So I'm going to woof this down now. In fact, let me give you a quick taste test on the sandwich. Let's see what it's saying. Can't beat a tuna sarnie, especially when it's enhanced like this. So good. Quality, nutritious food, done in no time. In a bit.
You don't even care. Right, okay, so it's the morning after, and here we go again. I've got another session on the cards this morning, not quite as intense as yesterday, just an upper body pump really, 10 rounds of 5 different exercises, 10 reps on each. I'll choose, a weight that feels comfortable for that amount of volume and intensity. I'm just going to run that up, but not much exciting happened last night. Ended up, on more calls and just working really. Ended up having some turkey mince and some lentils for dinner. Had that with some beetroot. As I said yesterday, I really like beetroot, great source of nitrates. Been shown to improve athletic performance. So that's what I had for dinner last night. And then this morning I had a very similar pre-workout snack or breakfast to what I had yesterday. So I scaled it back a little bit because I found that was too much volume for the intensity of the session. So I'm just trying to dial in, my race day fueling strategy. So rather than having 3 rice cakes, I only had 2. So it probably got me around, 50 grams of carbs this morning. But the session won't be as intense anyway, so I don't need that higher volume of carbs in the system. But I'm going to get in there now, stop procrastinating, stop wasting so much time. Normally I walk here in the mornings, but it's raining today, so it's the first time in a very long time that I haven't walked to the gym. But as I say, going to get in there and crack on with this session. I'll see ya when I see ya. Absolutely no messing around this morning. In and out job, short and sweet. 20 minutes warming up, just a bit of work on the ergs and a few stretches, bit of mobility work, bit of activation work, and then literally half an hour. As I said, it was 10 rounds of 5 different exercises. So there was a dumbbell row, dumbbell hammer curls, dumbbell push press, some dumbbell push-ups, and then what was the last exercise? Some overhead dumbbell tri extensions. 5 exercises, 10 rounds, 10 reps, all at 10 kg. Short, sweet, in and out, happy day. Started the day off on the right foot. Gonna go home, get myself some scran, and then I'll be bringing you with me because today I'm going to a exotic fruit greengrocers. Very fucking rogue, I know, but that's what's going to go on today. So I'll be bringing you with me to show you that, and then I've got a run club a little bit later. So I'm thinking of showing you a bit of that as well, what goes on there. So that's the plan for today. Started it off on the right foot, as I say, feeling good, got the endorphins flowing. Let's get back home, showered up, and some scran in the system. Little something like this. What the hell are you waiting for? Here in my arms, words are very unnecessary. Do it again. Right, okay, so it's the day after and things never exactly went to plan yesterday. Ended up not going to the greengrocers because the man that I was supposed to go and see ended up doing a delivery, so that's been put off till probably next week now, but I'll be sure to go there and check it out. There are greengrocers that do exotic fruits, so you know, they reached out to me about doing some sort of collaboration. So that's something to look forward to next week. I did end up going to the run club. So I'll throw some footage either on the screen now or just before this clip, you know, of what went on last night. I got the speaker out last night. The energy was high. I was feeling good. No, just trying to have fun with it. So, yeah, that was the run club last night. Got back, had a little bit of scran, and then just got off the bed. I was absolutely shattered last night. Busy day, but a really, really good one. The sun is up this morning. It is shining. I'm feeling good. Got some check-ins this morning, and then just cracking on with the day. Got a gym session planned. Also going to get myself in the sauna. It's Friday. The weekend is here, so I'm feeling good. But this is the end of this video. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one in a